Hi, welcome to episode 8 of DeadEyeDrums, the place where we're all about accuracy and precision from behind the drum set. My name's Kenny, and I'm your host. For this episode, I wanted to share a few words about self-doubt. It hits everybody at some point, whether you play drums or not. And I wanted to share some of my experience with self-doubt, so that the next time you encounter it, maybe something that I say here will be of use to you. As I record this, it's May 31st, which is John Bonham's 75th birthday. I recorded some shorts yesterday, the intro and outro to Rock and Roll, and a couple bars of Fool in the Rain. In playing back the clip from the intro to Rock and Roll, I noticed that I added a couple extra eighth notes, and I know that other people who saw that short noticed it too. Actually, it was one of the more popular shorts I've had in quite a while. It had over 1,000 views in a very short time. I've only had a couple of other shorts like that. On this channel, 1,000 views is a big deal. So I got real self-conscious about the fact that I had a short up there that was technically incorrect. And I wondered if maybe I should take it down and re-record it and pretend like that one short never existed. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I'm not John Bonham, and it's okay. It's just giving me something to work on in the future. It's not the end of the world. I feel like George Flutis and Terry Keating and Brian Tichy kind of have the market cornered when it comes to John Bonham. And I wouldn't say it's a wasted effort to try and do what they do or do what they do better than they do. But, John Bonham, he's covered. They have great channels. Check them out. Bonzolium and Bonhamology. And then Kick It Like Bonham is another. The outro to Rock and Roll has a lot of weight with me personally. I used to play rock and roll in the band I was in. I was learning that at a time when the internet is nothing like it is today. It was the very early 2000s. The resources that are available today weren't available then. So I basically went off of the recording and how it sounded, and I just didn't have the chops. So I'd play it live and I would fake it, the outro, and it wasn't great. There was a couple times it may have been close, and it was bad sometimes. And the band I was in, we were trying to get a record deal eventually, and kind of behind the scenes, the LA producer that our manager had contact with, who was our one way in to the music industry, he didn't want to work with me. He didn't like my drumming on the music that was presented to him. I don't know what music was presented to him, but he didn't like my playing, and he said that I needed to be replaced. So the managers of our band gave me a year, and they really cranked the pressure up after about 6 months into that year. And in that time, I wasn't playing on any recording sessions that we did. We did 3 recording sessions, and I wasn't on any of them. And they didn't want me to play any record company showcases that were in the works. And it was really bad, and they were really non-confrontational about it. So there would be a recording session, and naively I would think that they were just going to do acoustic demos, which they could do anywhere, and that they would come back with a CD and they'd say, hey, learn these or get as close as you can. Anyway, a lot of opportunity for self-doubt, and when you start to doubt yourself, you don't play confidently, so whatever skill you do have is lost. It's a snowball effect of bad. I was eventually replaced in that band. I had heard that they were going to replace me, and I was 19 at the time, and in my mind, you can't fire me because I quit. But they were going to replace me anyway, so it was a moot point. I was actually in lessons at the time with a friend of mine, and he wasn't much older than me. And actually, they offered him the gig after I was out of the band, and it was a great opportunity for him, and he took it. And I don't blame him for that, because it was a great band, and he's a great drummer. The thing I learned in retrospect is that self-doubt, nothing good comes from it. And in my case, it was just fueled by someone else's opinion of me. And I let that influence how I felt about myself and about what I love to do. It's okay that I didn't have the chops to make a career in music, because every day that I sit behind the drums and practice, I improve on something. And I do have control over being a better me behind the drums. I'm not John Bonham, and I'm not any other great drummer. We're only able to do what we want to do for a short time, really, when you look at the big picture. I can't spend that time fretting or concerned about what someone else thinks. It's not that big a deal. And just do what you do, and if you make a mistake, pick yourself up and keep going. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And please hit the notification bell so that you know when new content's posted. Thanks again for joining me for episode 8. I'll see you next time. I'm going to get back to practicing.